just don't quit.
Rainier Zeitlo chose Michelin Endurance XT silicone wiper blades with advanced Quad-Tech 4-layer coated silicone that repels water, snow, and ice and lasts 2 times longer than other blades.
It's coming down in sheets.
Real world proven. Extreme weather wiping performance. Upgrade to Michelin Endurance XT silicone wiper blades today. Only at Walmart.
Get in the zone. AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? So your headlights are getting dim? With the seasons changing, now's a great time to change them. Upgrading your headlights can ensure you'll be safe and ready to handle darkness and fog. Oh, and we recommend replacing in pairs. That way you won't have uneven lighting over time. You can get all of your lighting needs fast with our next day delivery and free same-day store pickup. Getting the job done just got easy.
Get in the zone. AutoZone.
Restrictions and details at AutoZone.com.
Hey, frequent heartburn may keep you from running your A game, but it doesn't have to anymore. Join the Prilosec OTC 2-week challenge. Just go to prilosecotc.com. You'll get $3 off to get you started. Plus, 14 days of tips, tricks, and reminders. Just 2 weeks, zero heartburn. Go to prilosecotc.com and sign up today. Zero heartburn is possible with Prilosec OTC. Used as directed for 14 days to treat frequent heartburn, not for immediate relief.
University of Hawaii football is on ESPN Honolulu, KKEA Honolulu, 1420 AM and 92.7 FM.
Hello there. I'm Mark Robbins. Big night for the Indianapolis Colts at home against the Jets. Carson Wentz threw for 3 touchdown passes. Jonathan Taylor had more than 170 yards rushing, and included in his 2 TDs this. Well, how's that for a tease? Let me try it one more time.
Wentz turns the hands off to Jonathan Taylor. Big hole. There he goes. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10, 5. Touchdown. Jonathan Taylor. 78 yards to the house. Touchdown. INDYJT. 41-10, and the onslaught continues.
I told you it was there. The call at 107.5, The Fan in Indianapolis. 45-30, the Colts get the win, now 4-4 on the season, as the Jets drop to 2-6. An ESPN report from Baxter Holmes released today on ESPN.com says more than 70 current and former employees of the Phoenix Suns describe the atmosphere under Robert Sarver's ownership as toxic and sometimes hostile. The NBA has announced it will begin an investigation. On the court tonight, Utah wins in Atlanta and does it without Donovan Mitchell. Out with a sprained ankle, Jordan Clarkson stepped up, had 30 for the Jazz in the win over the Hawks. And in Detroit, the Sixers beat the Pistons. Seth Curry had 23. That game was actually in Philadelphia. In baseball, Buster Posey retires after a terrific 12-year career, 3 world titles, all with the Giants.
We're back on Friday. We'll look back at Thursday night's football game as the Jets hope they'll find something with Mike White at quarterback. And the Colts just hope they found their quarterback. Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max, Friday morning on ESPN Radio.
ESPN Honolulu brings you Call the Coach with Todd Graham, presented by Paxa, Coors Light, and Ruby Tuesday Hawaii.
Now, this is your football team.
Cordero wants to run it himself. He's heading to the end zone. Touchdown, Hawaii.
We'll be a program about winning championships.
And also brought to you by HGEA, Hawaiian Financial Federal Credit Union, and IBEW Local 1186. You can catch Call the Coach on the air on ESPN Honolulu's Facebook page or live from Ruby Tuesday Moanalua. Now alongside Coach Todd Graham, here's Bobby Curran.
Good evening and welcome. It has been a while, but we are back with another edition of Call the Coach with Rainbow Warrior head coach Todd Graham. Coach, it's good to see you down here.
Good to see you again.
This is going to be fun, I think, on Saturday because we know that there are no limitations on fans. I think, under the circumstances, and I want to push this, because people need to get their tickets digitally. They don't have paper tickets, so they need to get online. Just go to hawaiiathletics.com and get your tickets because I kept hearing people say, how am I going to get it? Get online tomorrow, and you will get a ticket to the game. You can bring your whole family. Which is fabulous.
Yeah, it's
exciting.
Been 2 years, so I'm excited to come out of the tunnel. I know our players are excited about it, and I think a fitting week that we're honoring our military and the 80th anniversary of Pearl Harbor, and so I can't wait. It's going to be an atmosphere that it's the first time for me to get to see our fans. So awesome.
I also think that it inevitably with players, when you get things going and rolling and the crowd is behind, it makes a difference.
Yeah, it was almost, to me, I mean, obviously we loved it, but I mean, when we beat Fresno at home, I mean, just to not have your fans to get to
enjoy
share that.
Yeah.
And it's different. I mean, it's been really interesting. I mean, all last year, obviously, being in Aloha Stadium with it empty is very, very surreal, very, very different. Football's not meant to be played that way, so I'm excited to see our fans, have everybody out this weekend.
Now, I remember, I'm one of those people that kind of watched Friday Night Lights in the very beginning, but there's something about at places like Texas, where in the state, where high school, I remember being down there to play SMU or TCU, and on Friday night, we're driving around. There are hour after hour of high school football scores, and every one of those places, they're shutting the towns down.
Yeah, it's a big place. Football's important, no doubt about it.
Well, which is kind of fun. And I think that, and you had commented on this when you first got the job, as you started to meet people here, it's much smaller, obviously, but you go on the North Shore of Hawaii, football's important here, too. It's generational.
Absolutely.
Which I love. It's like my grandfather played at Kahuku, my father played, and now I'm playing.
There you go.
It's a terrific thing, and which is, I think, a big part of what it's about. You got a couple of players here tonight, and I just want to mention right off the bat. We have Calvin Turner, he's got to be one of the best all-around players in this entire country. He has over 1,160, I think it's 65 yards of total yardage. It's unbelievable that we are here, and we're only 9 games in.
Yeah, he's obviously a dynamic player, and guy that's multi-talented and a great young man, works hard, and is a guy I think is going to play a bunch more football. And Cortez Davis over there as well, another young man that is great people, first of all. Great young men, guys got great character, great teammates, and guys that are obviously really, really good at what they do, and really proud of both those guys. So I thought we'd start it off with a bang, bring 2 of our very best.
Well, you did. And Cortez Davis, by the way, I mean, the stats on these guys are pretty impressive, but I don't know that I've ever seen this at this point of a season. Cortez Davis has 14 passes broken up. Of all the teams we've done this year, I haven't ever seen that.
Yeah, it's one of the top in the country.
Crazy good. And so it's fun to watch him work. We're going to talk a little bit about last week. I'm sure you'd probably like to talk on a limited basis.
No, we're good.
Okay, well, one of the things, and this was what got me, there was a couple of times deep passes. I thought Utah State, you said it, they played very well. We didn't play it. Hawaii didn't play as well. I think that's
I mean, the big thing were that I thought early in the game we got the ball on the 1 yard line. He got the penalty. I thought the pass interference on 4th and 3 was one that was really a very pivotal time in the early part of the game, and really self-destructive with penalties and things like that. But there were some adversity that we faced with some of that, with some of the calls, things like that. But no excuse. We just didn't. They outplayed us, and no question about it. And we gave up cheap one-play touchdown passes, and we had there were 3 of those that we had 2 guys on the guy.
Incredible. I looked at it and I said, here's a pick waiting to happen. As the ball's coming down, I'm like, Hawaii's perfectly positioned. They're practically bracketed.
Yeah.
I mean, and they went up and made a play. How do you account for that? I mean, is it just one of those things?
We got to go compete for the ball. We got to be competitive there. One right before half, we had both guys right there. But early in the half, they went fast tempo on 3rd and 2, and we just didn't get lined up and let the guy run by us. So those uncontested, and we haven't done a lot of that. We hadn't done a lot of giving up one. So the one-play touchdown pass was what really hurt us. The first play of the game, we come off the edge with the zone pressure and hit the guy 2 yards in the backfield. He makes 50 yards, and I think other than that, there wasn't much other in the running game. It was just mostly just chunking the ball up and those guys going up and making the grab. You got to give them credit.
Yep.
They did a good job. But again, it was turnovers and penalties and things like that. But I'm really proud of how our guys fought. I mean, our guys they don't give up, and I think I didn't expect us. We didn't do a very good job preparing our guys because I expected to play well.
Yeah.
And it's a hard place to play. It's a tough place to travel to, and all that stuff. But you got to give their team a lot of credit because that's why they're in first place in the Mountain Division because of that.
One of the things, and I think sometimes, what does Mike Tyson used to say? Well, the strategy, all the planning goes out the window the first time you get punched in the face.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of thought when you guys got down 14-0, it's sort of because I know that you wanted to be run-centric, you've been running the ball very well, and suddenly you're behind, and in an attempt to win the game, you got to throw the ball.
I think there was probably two plays in the game that were key. The 4th down and 3, which was basically a 7-point. They throw a holding penalty on us on 4th and 3 that gives them a first down, and they wind up scoring. I thought that was a critical play in the game and one that was very unfortunate.
Yeah.
I'll say it like that. And then the other one was get the ball on the 1-yard line. We punched it in 14-7 and not get you get no points. I mean, and that is us, getting illegal procedure penalties, and it's the first game really. Even though we've played with fans on the road, it was the first full kind of stadium that we had played in that was loud. But that's no excuse. We shouldn't get penalties like that, and so. That was I thought that was the keys there for us. But our guys fought back. We got it within a 2-score game there later, and then obviously on the onside kick, we knew we were struggling to stop them, and so and we knew it would be there, and it was actually there. We just didn't make the play on the thing. So that was tough. And obviously they get a touchdown off that, which was poor.
We're going to take some calls. If you have a thought, question, comment for Coach Graham, 296-1420 is the number. We'd love to hear from you. We're going to be taking a couple of breaks. I do on behalf of the University of Hawaii, I was called about an hour before I came down here and reminded that there are really good tickets still available for Saturday. So a lot of people, because of distribution things and you can't buy a paper, you have to go online to hawaiiathletics.com. The ticket's digital. It's very simple. I know some people hear that and they think, oh, my God. But it's quite simple. You can get your ticket and come on, bring your family. I mean, this is an opportunity.
We need every one of them.
Well, we haven't had it for so long. Come down and enjoy it. It's that field
we got
is
the
beautiful.
24 ranked team in the country, national television. It's going to be a great Saturday, obviously celebrating our 80th anniversary of Pearl Harbor and our military, and so we're excited to do that. So I encourage them to get out and buy the tickets and come to the game.
We'd love to see you here. It would be fabulous. Okay, this is on Facebook from Chad Nita. Coach Graham, do you like the option play with players like Day and Calvin Turner? Would you consider running that?
We run some read zone stuff. Obviously, I think one of the things that's been tough for us for over a month now, about 5 weeks, is actually, having our starting quarterback out.
Yep.
And even last week, I don't think he was fully healthy. And so when you're running the option stuff, we do some stuff with Calvin, which is called our Wildcat package, which we try to do some option stuff and things like that with him. But, I think that's one of the things with, Chevin's ability. I think Chevin's one of our best runners, and not having him for 5 weeks and obviously he was still pretty tender last week, and so we didn't want to run him and run option type plays and things like that. Even though the second play of the game when we fumbled the ball was an option type play, and they were up stunting the mesh, and they did some good things. But that's one of the reasons why we haven't ran it, because obviously we have 2 quarterbacks, and Braden's is not an option style quarterback, and then you just don't want, Calvin has a package he does some of those things with, but you can't have, we've struggled taking care of the football, and so you got to have some consistency with who's taking that snap and not turn the football over.
Well, and I just think anybody, by the way, that you're playing, they know where number 7 is all the time. I mean, if you're playing Hawaii, wouldn't you? I just think, he's a guy that you have to keep your eye on.
Yeah, and we need to score more. There's no question about that. We've struggled at that. I think one of the biggest things we've done is turn the football over. If you look at our goal and what we're trying to accomplish is to have 100% ball security, to be the best in the country in doing that, or in the best in the conference, and we're on the opposite end of that. And so when you have those things happening where you're turning the football over, those are the things that make it difficult, because you're going to play less. Every time you turn the football over, you're playing 5 less plays that game, and so you get less plays on offense. And that's the thing that's plagued us that we've got to do. We've got to take care of the football. And to do that, we got to continue to get better at what we're doing. But I think what contributes to that is when the guy that takes the snap every down, when you change who that is. A lot of people like that, but I don't. And I think that's really something that's really set us back offensively, is Chevin being out for now. He's been out over a month, 5 weeks. And, so that's probably one of the biggest things, I think. And I do think he's,
better.
Yeah, I think, last week, I think he's courageous and he played. But I think he's feeling a lot more confident, a lot better physically this week.
I actually thought, for a guy coming off that much of a layoff,
did a good job.
He did a heck of a job.
We had a lot of drop balls too. That's some of the things.
He was 23 of 39, and if everything that got people's hands was held on to, he would have been 27 or so.
Well, and we got behind, and I think when we get behind, you kind of lose sight of what you're trying to accomplish, and we needed to run the ball more effectively, and I think that's kind of I thought he played admirably. Obviously, the thing that right now we're getting takeaways on defense. But we're turning the ball. So we're like second in the nation getting takeaways, and we're at the bottom end giving the ball up. So we're actually negative in turnover ratio, which is a big stat. And then the big thing that we got to make sure that we don't do, it's a big factor in this game, is just make them earn it. We've got to go compete for the ball. They're going to take shots down the field. We got to go compete for the ball, and we can't give up one play touchdown passes, because other than those plays, and those plays count, that's what's really hurt us. That's what hurt us in this last game, and it surprised me a little bit, because we haven't had a lot of that. A lot of those close balls down the field that were competitive, we've made the play on, or in the year. So I think you got to give Utah State a lot of credit, but it's very simple what we got to do. We've got a good football team. We've just turned the football over. That's really, really plagued us. And then as of late, the last game, giving up, the cheap touchdown pass, the big play is what's hurt us. So we just got to get back on track. I know our guys. We had a great week of preparation. This is obviously a very, very talented team, a great opportunity for us. We need our fans there. I think it's going to be a heck of a night and a fun game to watch.
Well, Coach, I know you've brought a couple players. We're going to get a segment with them maybe coming up. And then when we have you back on, we'll kind of go through your perceptions of the Aztecs.
Okay.
But we are going to have Calvin Turner and Cortez Davis on with us. We are here at Ruby Tuesday, and this is called The Coach on ESPN Honolulu.
Some people think of public workers as statistics, numbers, positions that are unnecessary. But public workers include police dispatchers, lifeguards, principals, and other school workers like safety and security specialists and educational assistants, public health nurses, and thousands more real people who play important roles that every community needs. So those public workers, we shouldn't take them for granted. They provide essential services that benefit us all. A message from HGEA.
Well, what you doing now? I'm doing my own PV system, and I get homey fall-proof gear. Well, I think bubble wrap and duct tape going to work. Yeah, I get them. Check this out. Okay. Well, you okay? I think that heat expanding stuff is true. Getting small kind of hot in here. Oh, no. It's raining over here. How we pump water stuff? Oh, careful.
Make sure to have an electrical contractor and licensed electrician do your photovoltaic installations and electrical work.
IBEW Local 1186, lighting your path to the future.
From city streets to back roads, from road warrior to carpooler, there are some things you can always count on, like the reliability, durability, and power of Die Hard. America's most trusted auto battery. No matter where your journey takes you, count on Die Hard to get you started on the road ahead. Available at your local Advance Auto Parts and participating CarQuest stores.
The Dream Room giveaway is here. Win an Inspiration Interiors furniture package just for getting a home loan. Hawaiian Financial Federal Credit Union is giving a $10,000 Dream Room to one lucky home borrower. Say goodbye to your crusty old couch or that ratty recliner. It's time for your Dream Room. Visit any branch location or hificu.com for details. Hawaiian Financial Federal Credit Union. For life. No purchase necessary. Eligible applications must be received by November 30th. Visit hificu.com for official rules. Federally insured by NCUA Equal Housing Lender.
Hi, this is Rick from Ruby Tuesday, Hawaii. Come in this month and order 2 regularly priced entrees and receive a free spinach artichoke dip. That's a $13.49 value. Wash it down with our newest drinks, a Blue Moon Haze or a Corona Refresca, guava, coconut, or passion fruit lime drink. All for only $3.99. Need a change? Go to RubyTuesdayHawaii.com and click on Join Our Team. Thanks, see you soon, and make every day a Ruby Tuesday.
You're listening to Call the Coach on ESPN Honolulu 92.7 FM and 1420 AM.
Call the Coach with Rainbow Warrior head coach Todd Graham. We are with 2 of the standout Rainbow Warrior players right now. Offensively, Calvin Turner is the answer. He has caught, he's caught 660 odd yards worth of passes, a total of 10 touchdowns. He's rushed for 312. He's got a couple of hundred return yards. Calvin, I just want to start with you because I don't think your talents are going to be lost on the NFL. I think you're going to be in somebody's camp for sure.
I mean, most definitely that's a dream, and that's what I've been working for this entire time. So to have that, to be able to get there, it would be a dream come true, and to be able to play at the NFL and things like that. So definitely be a big accomplishment in my life, and definitely working for that and been working for that for a long time.
Well, I think the hard work's starting to pay off because I don't think there's a person in the country who follows football closely who's not aware of you. And I know this for sure because every time I talk to an opposing coach, they always go, "7 is a handful." So, I mean, which you want to be. I think that's a good thing. You want to be a handful as far as they're concerned. What has been a highlight for you here in Hawaii? I mean, has there been some moment or a particular game or something that stood out?
I would say the Fresno State game and the big catch I made in the end zone to put us up a touchdown. I feel like that's my signature play, and that's my best play I've made since I've been out here.
I couldn't believe you stayed in. That was incredible, actually.
No, yeah, it's been the biggest play so far. It helped us beat us ranked opponent for the first time, and I think in about 10 years. So definitely that's the biggest moment that stood out to me so far.
I got to tell you, as an announcer, and I'm doing the radio, the 2 runs, and they were opposite sides. But I started on the second one to say, Calvin Turner reverses field. We've seen this movie before. And sure enough, that thing went to the house just like the first one did. I noticed at the very end, you look like you might be a little tired. You got to slow down at the end once you knew you were home free.
No, most definitely. I most definitely was tired. It was it was only maybe 15 yards run, but I definitely probably ran about 150 yards throughout the play. So I was most definitely tired trying to break tackles and get away from everyone.
You got away from them, and I'm sure that people were thinking, what is going on with this guy? How do you get him down? I want to stay tuned because we're going to come back to you in a moment, but I do want to say hey to Cortez Davis, and thank you for coming, Cortez.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me.
Cortez Davis, in my mind, is one of the best cover corners in this conference. And when I was looking through the stats on you, I was like, wait a minute, is this right? I was just trying to remind myself. I knew you'd been involved in a ton of plays. But 14 pass breakups, that's an extraordinary number. I haven't seen the like of that with any of the opponent statistics when we go through and get ready to broadcast the game. I can tell you this, and anybody on San Diego State's got 14 PBUs.
No, sir.
It's kind of fun to tell me how it came about. I'm guessing when you were small and playing Pee-wee and junior football, et cetera, that you might have been playing offense too.
Yes, sir. I started out playing receiver.
Uh-huh.
So that's like the genesis of playing football. I was at receiver first, and all throughout high school, receiver. I played a little bit of running back, and on defense, I played safety as well.
When did you switch to corner?
I think freshman or sophomore year in high school.
Wow. Well, you pretty good at staying with people now.
Yes,
I
sir.
think there's a knack. I think you have to have a knack for that. I just don't think anybody, even guys who can run, not all of them can anticipate, stay with people, close on a football, high point it. I mean, some of the things that you do, I don't know how much of that's natural and how much is the product of the hard work.
A lot of it comes from hard work. At corner, you have to practice it. It's definitely a technique that takes a lot of practice, and it's not easy. I think it's one of the hardest positions to play in football, but definitely practice. It starts in practice for sure.
Well, it's also one of the loneliest positions
Yes,
in
sir.
football because you're kind of out there, and you and somebody else. If a guy catches a touchdown, everybody's looking at you. But on the other hand, you get a chance to play hero.
Yeah, yes, sir. I think you do get lonely out there on the island, but you also have a little bit of help. So playing with your help, it makes it fun.
You know, has there been a particular play in your Hawaii career, or a moment, or maybe even a single game? What stands out? What are you going to remember when you are having a rough day in an NFL camp? What are you going to think about?
I would say the Fresno win because that one meant a lot to the program and to the school and the entire state of Hawaii, and also the UNLV game in 2019.
Yes.
Yeah, my pick six. I think that was probably the most memorable play that I had in college.
That's a high point. Well,
Yes, sir.
you know what? I kind of feel like this for both of you guys. You've had fabulous careers, but there's some room left here. I'm not sure the best is yet to come.
Yes, sir.
Why not have it happen on Saturday? That'd be a good time.
Yes, sir, for sure.
To start with, and you guys are going to get to play at UNLV again the following week. So you got some fun things to look forward to.
Most definitely. I mean, San Diego State is ranked number 24. We have Fresno State, who was ranked this year previously, that came here, and we got the best of them. So we're trying to repeat that same thing and have another ranked opponent come in. It's a big opportunity, like Coach Graham said, on national television. So, I mean, it's a big moment. We're trying to go out and grasp that big moment.
What are in your mind? I mean, each one of you, I'm sure, has your own keys, and certainly for the offense. So let's start with you, Calvin. What do you think the keys are to success against San Diego State? It's a hell of a defense, by the way.
No, yeah. I mean, San Diego State, I've been watching them for years, and they've always had a pretty good defense. They're even really good on defense this year, too. The biggest thing for us is to try to keep drives going and make sure we don't turn the ball over. That's the biggest thing is we're trying to win the turnover battle. So if we have no zero turnovers offensively, that will help us out a lot in the game. So that's the biggest thing for us is to try to keep drives going and not turn the ball over.
They have a guy, I think his name is Cameron Thomas, I want to say, on
99,
one of the
DN, yeah.
That guy's going to be in the NFL. Now, I don't think there's any question about that. He's a monster. But, on the other hand, I don't think he can catch you. So we'll look at it that way. Defensively, Cortez, your plan, I actually marvel at this because San Diego State, as good as they are, Greg Bell's a terrific running back, they're not great at the quarterback spot and have never been, almost never been. I almost think it's gotten to the point where in California, the really elite kids are saying, I don't know if I want to go hand the ball off 50 times. And I think some of the receivers are thinking, 4 years blocking the strong safety. I don't know if I want to sign up for that. What's your thought about what you guys have to do well to slow San Diego State down?
First, I think alignment and assignment football, and then tackling. I think that's going to be really huge in this game, just tackling and when it comes down to it, being the most physical team.
Wrapping things up on a guy like Greg Bell, 22, is going to be critical.
Yes, sir.
Because he does some wild things after first contact.
Yeah, he's a really good running back. We played him last year. I think we did pretty good against him, but this year I think the main thing that'll help us is just group tackling and getting to the ball and trying to force turnovers.
Okay, let me just ask you guys about this because it's kind of weird. I don't know about your high school when you played in high school if you had big crowds, but you guys have played here without any crowds, really. A little bit last week, the last home game, but tomorrow, open season. What's that going to be like?
Well, for me, this will be my first game in front of a full stadium of Hawaii fans. So for me, I'm very excited and I'm happy because I've been wanting to play in front of the fans for a long time. I know how much the fans of Hawaii love the team and how much passion they have for the state and for the university. So just to go out and put on a show in front of the fans and in front of a full stadium is going to be very exciting and very fun for me. I'm ready and I can't wait to be out in front of everyone.
And Cortez, fans for you?
I think it'll be exciting. So I got a little taste of it in 2019 back at the old stadium. But last year it was a little different, and just getting a little piece of that this year too is different as well. But Saturday I think it'll be fun just to have everybody there rooting us on.
I think it's going to be crazy good. I'm wishing
Yes, sir.
both of you terrific games. You've been absolutely a pride to your teammates and to your school and to the community, the whole state really. And that's when you're here. We don't have a pro team. You guys are it. And you both have been tremendous ambassadors for the program. And thank you so much for coming down today.
Thank you guys for having us.
Best of luck, both here and in your next future football endeavors.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thanks, you guys. We're going to take a quick timeout. This is Call the Coach at Ruby Tuesdays on ESPN Honolulu.
Some people think of public workers as statistics, numbers, positions that are unnecessary. But public workers include police dispatchers, lifeguards, principals, and other school workers like safety and security specialists and educational assistants, public health nurses, and thousands more real people who play important roles that every community needs. So those public workers, we shouldn't take them for granted. They provide essential services that benefit us all. A message from HGEA.
The Dream Room giveaway is here. Win an Inspiration Interiors furniture package just for getting a home loan. Hawaiian Financial Federal Credit Union is giving a $10,000 dream room to one lucky home borrower. Say goodbye to your crusty old couch or that ratty recliner. It's time for your dream room. Visit any branch location or hificu.com for details. Hawaiian Financial Federal Credit Union. For life. No purchase necessary. Eligible applications must be received by November 30th. Visit hificu.com for official rules. Federally insured by NCUA Equal Housing Lender.
The Rainbow Warriors are making a splash. ESPN Honolulu is having a UH football watch party at Wet n Wild, Hawaii. Hours will be extended on Saturday, November 6th to show the Hawaii-San Diego State game. Kickoff at 5 p.m. and all water rides will be open till 7. We'll be giving away lots of prizes, and you can pick up a Wet n Wild season pass for just $54.99. Show up in your UH gear and get $5 off your season pass and a free upgrade to the Big Kahuna season pass. For details, go to wetnwildhawaii.com.
That to-do list you have needs one more thing. Chill. It's an easy thing to do. Just crack open an ice-cold Coors Light and chill. Take the afternoon off and binge watch anything. Go to happy hour and stay for a couple hours. Who's counting anyways? Or hang out with just your dog, because you've had enough human interaction this week. Whatever you do it with a Coors Light. Mountain cold refreshment made to chill. 2020 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Celebrate responsibly.
PAXA is Hawaii's premier technology provider and systems integrator. They harness the power of bleeding-edge technologies to help local businesses realize their full potential. Their team delivers customized IT solutions that enable nearly 400 commercial, government, and nonprofit organizations across the state to maximize opportunities and pursue innovation. To learn more, visit their website at paxa.com. That's PACXA.com.
You're listening to Call the Coach on ESPN Honolulu 92.7 FM and 1420 AM.
To Ruby Tuesdays for this Thursday edition of Call the Coach with Rainbow Warrior head coach Todd Graham. Coach, we have a couple of texts here, and I thought I'd read one. This is RJ via Twitter for Coach Graham. A lot of people have their opinions on coaching. How would you assess the job you and your staff have done this season?
Well, obviously, we haven't won enough games. I mean, we're 4-5 right now, and that's obviously not what we want to be a program about winning championships. And we lost. I think the San Jose was a game that we should have won. The good news is you get to play the rest of them, see how you finish it. So I kind of assess and evaluate each week. Obviously, right now it is what it is. But you get to play the next 4 games and see where you finish up. And so I always like to evaluate things at the end of the season. I'm not much on doing it during the season, but, I think we've, there's several games. I mean, obviously the UCLA game, the Oregon State game, we played some pretty good opponents there. I think we learned a ton. But, and really, I think in the Nevada game, and in the Utah State game, what's happened is that our job is to prepare them to make sure we don't go out there and beat ourselves. And we've had more penalties and turn the football over, and that's been kind of the MO. So that's not where we want to be, and it's way below where our expectations are. So that's where it is. The thing about football that's awesome is you get to evaluate the record. And right now, it's not where we want to be at 4 and 5. And but you get to play the rest of them. We'll see where we're at the end.
I think it was Bill Parcells who made the guy. It sounds like you're from this school that. And he said once you are who your record says you are.
Exactly.
Can't
hide.
That's right.
You get to play the games. But that's the thing, too, is that, obviously that's football. What makes football great is everybody, you talks about it all day, every day. But at the end of the day, you put a mark in the win column or the lose column. And we've got 4 left with hopefully the opportunity to play a 5th one. And let's see where we're at the end. But right now, obviously, we're not where we want to be right now.
Okay. This is from Chemo, also a text. Are we recruiting safeties? We are desperate for help back there.
Absolutely. We're recruiting. We're obviously trying to, from the time we've got in here, that's been our number one focus is to improve and find guys that the best, the brightest with the best character that fit who we are, that, and get I think we need to, that's an area of concern for us and one that's probably our top priority defensively in recruiting.
What do you look for in a safety? I mean, it's just, I'm sure some of us
it's very different nowadays. I mean, obviously, the game has changed so much from with the no huddle and the spread formations and all those things. You have to have guys that can tackle in space, that are extremely smart, because you have to do a lot schematically, but they got to be able to play man to man. That is the challenge, is to find guys that can cover like corners and tackle like linebackers, and I think that have the kind of speed that you need. But most importantly, they have to be they're basically the quarterback of the defense, and we have one of the best I've ever coached. I coached probably the 2 best that I've coached. As a guy, he actually played safety for me. He ended up playing corner. It was Pac-Man Jones at West Virginia. And Corey Bethley. Corey is outstanding man cover guy, great blitzer, great tackler, can play high safety, can play low safety. Actually plays some linebacker for us. So you got to have guys that understand about managing risk. Because that's the big thing. Our big thing is number one is make them earn it. Don't give up cheap ones. And so, and our guys, we have improved in that position, no question about it. The guys are learning and getting better. I actually work with that position exclusively, the defensive backs. I think it's the toughest thing. Like Cortez said, it's the toughest position on the field to play. So it's very, very different nowadays, the skill set that it takes to play safety, because if you cannot play man coverage, if you cannot, do that, because you got to tackle. You've got to tackle. You've got to be able to play zone, but you got to be able to play man coverage. And I think you got to be highly intelligent and a great communicator to do it. I'm talking about football intellect, right. So that's what I look for. And we've got guys that are working hard. I love the group of young men that I'm working with. They're learning every day. They're getting better every day. Cortez has been a great young man to coach, because he comes every day wanting to learn. And but safety is probably, even in the NFL, it's probably the most difficult position to play. Corner, you have to be very gifted, obviously, but safety, you got to have the same cover skills, but then you got to be physical enough to play down the box and be almost, tackle like a linebacker. So it's very rare. The schemes today make it so much harder to have those positions. And in our system, because it's hard to recruit those big 6'4", 6'5" defensive end 5 techniques, we wind up playing a lot more odd front, and we actually play with 3 safeties in the game. And so it's very difficult to recruit, but that's something that's a good observation, because that's our number one priority.
One of the guys, and you were talking about Corey Bethley, it just seems to me, now if he can't make it in the league, I'm thinking, what does it take? Although Jim Jones might have said this, and you may agree, he said, you know what, no matter who you are or how good you are, where you end up is critical.
Well, I think a lot of people, we talk about those things, and I've had the opportunity to spend some time in New England with Coach Belichick and being a part of a couple of training camps there and mini camps and things. And It's a completely different level.
Yeah.
So you can be a great college football player
and not be able to
not make it in the NFL. The key is just kind of the luck of, not the luck of the draw, but he's getting with the right system in the right place, and the numbers that go into that. I'll tell you this though, Corey is the smartest football player, and he probably hate me saying that, but I think they give him a hard time that he and I have a very close relationship. I think he's going to be a great, outstanding football coach whenever he gets done playing. But he's the smartest football player that I've ever had from a standpoint of understanding the concepts. He probably plays 20 to 25 different techniques a game.
Wow.
Which most people play 3.
Right.
And so he's a special young man. I really enjoy coaching him because you get to do a lot of different things with him. And he's a guy that I hope surely he's done everything in his power, and obviously he's got another year to go. But I think he'll get an opportunity. But I think a lot people throw the NFL deal out there a lot. It's a lot harder than all the people on the radio talk about.
And I think this. I mean, who knows who's going to make it? But you got 2 guys.
There's no doubt they're going to get an opportunity.
They're going to get a look.
But making it is difficult now.
Yeah.
I mean, it's you're talking about there's only 32 teams in the whole United States of America, and you take that means there's 64 corners. You know what I'm saying, that are starting, and then there'll be some backups there. So it's hard to make that. But these guys will obviously, and I try to do. That's one of the things I want to do is that I have a passion. I like to work with young people that want to be great, want to accomplish their goals, and are willing to sacrifice. These 2 guys were willing to sacrifice and make this sacrifice from the work ethic. And a lot of things people don't see is the 4:30 in the morning getting up and 5 a.m. workouts and all the things that they go through. And so I sure hope they, I want to do everything I can to help them reach their dreams and aspirations.
Can you spot? You mentioned that you think Corey Bethley would be a heck of a coach someday. Can you spot that when you're coaching kids?
Absolutely.
You can see the ones that maybe have a future there.
Absolutely. I think that there's this. This game, like I this game, I love this game in a way that is different than, I love this game. It's my passion, the game is. And so you'll find these kids that they just have this passion, and then they also they're a learner. They learn really quick, and they're constantly seeking to learn and to gain knowledge, and they get it. So many people play, and they're just really fast. They're really explosive. They're a really good athlete, and they really rely on that. And then there's these kids that they check that they have enough athleticism, they have enough of those things, but they know their strength is in their heart and in their mind, and that's what makes him so unique. And I'm gonna tell you, I've coached for over 3 decades, so saying that he's the smartest football player I've ever coached is saying a lot.
No
and
question.
I would hire Corey if I had a position job. Most guys would go in GA. He would be great with parents. He'd be a great recruiter. Obviously, he's got a lot to learn.
Sure.
He won't like the hours.
Yeah.
But,
who does?
He's a guy that could transition very quickly and do it at a high level. I think one of the things will be hard on him, the way it is kind of on me a lot, and we talk about this, coaches, I get frustrated a lot because sometimes other people don't match that passion that you have for learning and for achieving and accomplishing in the game. So he's a special young man that I really, really, really enjoy working with.
Coach, I got 3 texts, so let's do them rapid fire. This coach seems that you're proud to wear the wooden link necklace. That thing looks tremendously good on you. Good luck this weekend and the rest of the season.
I actually am so grateful. I have a young lady that makes me the I guess that's out of tea leaves, some type of tea, the little
wooden links.
Yeah, the wooden links. I wear a person made them for me out of the is it Koa Wood? Am I saying that right?
Yeah, that's Koa.
And I absolutely love the chain because but it's actually awesome. I actually love it.
There you go. Well, I'm
glad.
But
I would like to have they make the other one in the home games. They actually have one for me to wear that I actually wear underneath it, but you can't really see much on it. So I've got to get my I love my chain, but
you like your woven tea leaves too, though.
I do, and I'm so grateful to the young lady that makes them for me each home game.
What do you say? This is Aaron on Facebook. Coach, what do you say about TC Ching Athletics Complex to potential recruits who might come for a visit?
Well, obviously we did an unbelievable job putting that together. David Matlin and his crew, putting that field together, has been pretty amazing to watch. It's going to be a great atmosphere for us, but also too, it's temporary. Is what I'm just being honest. You're asking what I tell recruits.
Sure.
I'm telling them it's temporary. The good news is that in the near future, and hopefully sooner than later, we're going to have a new stadium, and I think that's very, very important. I love obviously playing there, and whether it's on campus or wherever it's at. I know that's a big need for us, but we're very grateful to have Ching Field to play on right now, and it's something that I think is going to be a really neat atmosphere. Having 9,000-10,000 people in there, and I'm looking forward to increasing that.
Right.
I think it's a great setting to play, and my opinion on things. I just from being in coaching college football for a long time, I love being on campus. I'm so looking forward to seeing our fans. I'm so looking forward to seeing our students. I want to see our students, and I love having the band there, the cheerleader.
Me too.
It's
all the atmosphere. It's a carnival.
Yeah, and we don't have that crowd noise playing. I hate that crowd noise playing over the loudspeaker.
The artificial.
Yeah, I don't like that. But the students, I think it creates a different atmosphere being on campus, and that's something that I'm really grateful. And we talk about that with recruits, how much that means to play on campus, and when they come here, that this is a time that. Of transition, but the good news is, in the near future, we'll have a new stadium.
Coach, want to get this last one in. No name with this text. After last week's loss, what is the pulse and the morale of the team heading into Saturday?
I think it's good. That's one of the things that I've impressed with these guys. I think the seniors on this team, their leadership, they, obviously when you fall short of what you want to accomplish, and because we look, the game that I looked to more than anyone was the San Jose game. That's a game that we should have won, and so, but shoulda, woulda, coulda doesn't count, and so you come back, and obviously we probably beat the best team we've played in conference, hands down. Is Fresno. And I'm gonna tell you, it's a big different playing here than playing on the road. It's always challenged wherever you're at, but it's a bigger challenge here. But our guys are. We talk a lot about in our program about character and culture, and they go out every day and they practice hard, they play hard, and they give me everything they've got, and then they give me a little bit more. And so I think the morale of our team is great. I think that we'll see that on Saturday. Each week you'll find out where you're at.
So looking forward to having that crowd there.
Yeah.
We got to take this quick timeout. We'll be right back. We are at Ruby Tuesdays, and this is called The Coach on ESPN Honolulu.
Some people think of public workers as statistics, numbers, positions that are unnecessary. But public workers include police dispatchers, lifeguards, principals, and other school workers like safety and security specialists and educational assistants, public health nurses, and thousands more real people who play important roles that every community needs. So those public workers, we shouldn't take them for granted. They provide essential services that benefit us all. A message from HGEA.
It's pro football on Thursdays and Sundays at Bourbon Street Restaurant and Bar, located at 1055 Alakea Street, downtown Honolulu. While you watch the games, enjoy Budweiser Bucket Specials, 4 beers for $20. Sundays, enjoy your morning and brunch football buffets with a fresh mix of New Orleans-inspired dishes and drinks. Happy hour is 4 to 6 p.m. Enjoy free validated parking. Call 808-784-0351 for reservations to Bourbon Street Restaurant and Bar, your football watching headquarters in downtown Honolulu.
Battery built. Battery built.
Be prepared for any emergency with a portable solar generator from Battery Bill. Having a solar generator will provide backup power when you need it most and peace of mind. Choose from top brands like Jackery and Goal Zero. Learn more at batterybill.com.
Hi, I'm Battery Bill. The sun is the center of our solar system. Battery Bills is your center for solar generators. When you need emergency power, when you need portable power, it's Battery Bill. Battery Bill.
Shantae, can you sweep that, please?
Mina's salon business is growing faster than she can keep up with. She needs a new shop manager before her bookings go out of style.
Curtain bangs and balayage would look so good on you. Just hang on one second. Can you please answer that?
Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Instant Match instantly connects you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your sponsored job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Well, what you doing now? I'm doing my own PV system, and I get homey fall-proof gear.
Ano think bubble wrap and duct tape going work?
Yeah, I get them. Check this out.
Okay. You okay?
I think that heat expanding stuff is true. Getting small and hot in here.
Oh no.
It's raining over here. How we pop water stuff? Oh, careful.
Make sure to have an electrical contractor and licensed electrician do your photovoltaic installations and electrical work.
IBEW Local 1186, lighting your path to the future.
You're listening to Call the Coach on ESPN Honolulu 92.7 FM and 1420 AM.
Off, Chris Hart. Welcome back to Ruby Tuesdays. This is Call the Coach with Rainbow Warrior head coach Todd Graham. I think one of the things, and this is so important, because you've been talking about it tonight since you came here, that the morale, the work ethic, the leadership, all intact. I've been around teams in 35 years of doing this that it doesn't always that way on a team.
Well,
some teams lose and it just gets fractured.
Yeah, and I think these guys, they played for a championship, a couple years ago.
Yeah.
These seniors, I think our seniorly, it means something to them. And I just don't think that, I think people talk about those things a lot more than, people just, when you invest the kind of work these guys put in, they ain't just quitting now. They ain't just going to drop of a hat give up. And so I really have a great deal of respect for how they've responded, how hard they work, and what it means to them. And I think it's because they have so much invested, and I think they're close. I think that there's a uniqueness to what they've been through. I think when you go through hard times and tough times, and this COVID deal has been
unique.
It's just like, I didn't even realize. I was sitting there listening to Calvin, and he's never even played in front of a crowd here.
Yeah. It's unbelievable,
He's played in front of empty stadiums the whole time he's been here. So I just think about that. Like, I think these guys been through a lot. I think they're close, and I think it means something to them. And man, when you work the way these guys have worked, they're not just going to give up, because they get knocked down a little bit, and I respect them tremendously for that.
I hear you, and I just think one of the things that I would say to anybody who's watching this University of Hawaii team is I can't guarantee you that they're going to be great and that they're going to win, but I can promise you this, they don't want to fight like hell.
Yeah, they're going to play hard.
Which
No
is,
doubt about
I
it.
think that's, when you're coaching, is that not the first thing you need to imbue?
Well, yeah, and we talk about, our values and what we want to be about as a program, but make no bones about it, it's not just about fighting, it's about winning.
Oh, no question.
And so we want to do both, but these kids have my respect. They've worked hard, been through a crazy time, and like I said earlier, the good news is we get to go play the next 4 games with hopefully the opportunity to play a 5th one. And for these seniors, that's our number one focus right now is going to win this next game.
It would be fabulous, no question. Let me get this from Jake. Text.
Mm-hmm.
How many recruits do you expect for early signing period?
I think that's one of the things we talked about today. We're actually in a meeting about that. I think recruiting's forever changed. I don't think you'll see I think on our second signing date, we'll intentionally have 10, 12 spots. Left.
Yeah.
Because you're just not, it's more like managing an NFL roster.
Sure.
Because you've got basically free agency now. And so you have to, and you got to get the right guys and all that stuff, but really being locked in and not having flexibility we'll have a few kids at the early signing date, and then we will in February, when first Wednesday in February when we sign it, I anticipate we'll have 10 or 12 still at that point because of how the transfer portal works, and because of basically you have free agency. And you look at the team we just played, they signed 15 transfers last year, which they were.
That's a lot.
It's a lot, and they were lucky to have that many available, because we couldn't have done that if we wanted to, because we didn't have those kind of numbers available. And so recruiting landscape has completely changed. On the same hand, I think you can really, you get to build a program. It's hard to be here 1 year and gone the next. How do you feel? How do you build an affinity and a love for a program? Time, and I thought that. So I want to recruit high school players that come here for 4 or 5 years. That needs to be the foundation of what we do. That's not saying we won't recruit the junior college players that have 3 years or more, and then obviously the transfer players that fit who we are from a culture standpoint and from a value standpoint.
In terms of the portal, Coach, how much has it changed the way you go about your business of recruiting?
I think a lot of people chase things. Like it just changed, so everybody's chasing that. Like there was a team in Texas last year, a college team, I think it was Texas State, that did not sign a high school player.
Wow.
And so I think I don't think that's the route. I think I think there's obviously, you take, guys we've had, Dedrick Parsons. Dedrick's been an unbelievable, productive a graduate transfer for us. He's got another year though, so he'll be a 2-year guy. So you have to look at all those things, but the biggest thing is know who you are and whom you represent. And just remember, this is what I tell our coaches every day: we represent the state of Hawaii and the University of Hawaii, and it's important that we bring people here that love this place and that want to represent this place with the values and the character that we want to be about. And that's how you build a program, is with heart and with character.
Have you found that to be a tough part here? Have you found, I don't know, I don't think there's, and people say, I was an easy recruit. I don't think it's ever easy. That's my sort of sense.
I think you reap what you sow. I haven't even gotten to recruit.
Right.
I haven't been out on the road. I mean, it's during COVID. We didn't get on the road one time.
Wow.
We haven't been out on the road at all.
That's unique in your career.
Yeah, that's unique. Other than we had some official visits on in here in August on campus. We've been recruiting, but it's all been kind of with Zoom and things like that. It was really interesting to sign a class last year and then to bring them to campus, and I never met them in person. Yikes. It was kind of strange. I mean, it was kind of weird. But so I'm looking forward to getting out and recruiting. But what you'll find is that, I think the good Lord brings me the ones I'm supposed to coach, and the ones supposed to go somewhere else go somewhere else. Yeah. And so, I think as long as you're doing things the right way, you'll get the right young men. And the number one way that you recruit is to win. That's the number one way that you recruit. And for us to win, we need to win some of those recruiting battles, obviously, especially here. And that's something I've been encouraged about lately, So we just got to continue doing things the right way, and we'll get the right people, continue to progress our program, and give them a reason to choose to stay home.
Coach, I got 30 seconds left. If you had to say what you hope for most on Saturday, what are the priorities?
Win.
No win. How do we get there?
The number one thing we got to do is take care of the football and not give up cheap ones. And our guys, we are a physical team up front on both sides of football, and it is going to be, they are too. This will be a war up front. I mean, it's going to be a very, very physical ball game, so it's going to come down to turnovers, and we've got to be patient. We got to be patient and understand that, just don't put the ball in jeopardy.
Coach, we want to thank Calvin Turner and Cortez Davis thank you for coming, to Cody Cook as well, and especially for Rainbow Warrior head coach Todd Graham. Coach, best of luck on Saturday.
Thank you very much.
Aloha.
You've been listening to Call the Coach with Todd Graham, presented by Paxa, Coors Light, and Ruby Tuesday. Tuesday Hawaii, and also brought to you by HGEA, Hawaiian Financial Federal Credit Union, and IBEW Local 1186. This has been an exclusive presentation of ESPN Honolulu. If you missed any of the show, catch the replay tomorrow morning at 11 or find it at espnhonolulu.com.
PAXA is Hawaii's premier technology provider and systems integrator. They harness the power of bleeding-edge technologies to help local businesses realize their full potential. Their team delivers customized IT solutions that enable nearly 400 commercial, government, and nonprofit organizations across the state to maximize opportunities and pursue innovation. To learn more, visit their website at paxa.com. That's PACXA.com.
Hi, this is Rick from Ruby Tuesday, Hawaii. Come in this month and order 2 regularly priced entrees and receive a free spinach artichoke dip. That's a $13.49 value. Wash it down with our newest drinks, a Blue Moon Haze or a Corona Refresca, guava, coconut, or passion fruit lime drink. All for only $3.99. Need a change? Go to RubyTuesdayHawaii.com and click on Join Our Team. Thanks, see you soon, and make every day a Ruby Tuesday.
Cleanliness and safety are essential to the success of any business. That's why Cintas has introduced our Total Clean program, a one-of-a-kind service that includes scheduled deliveries of essential cleaning supplies, hygienically cleaned uniforms, and on-site sanitizer and disinfectant services to help eliminate germs. Learn what the Cintas Total Clean program can do for you.
Oh, I'm ready!
Visit Cintas.com and get ready for the workday.
Shante, can you sweep that, please?
Mina's salon business is growing faster than she can keep up with. She needs a new shop manager before her bookings go out of style.
Curtain bangs and balayage would look so good on you. Just hang on one second. Can you please answer that?
Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Instant Match instantly connects you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your sponsored job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
That to-do list you have needs one more thing. Chill. It's an easy thing to do. Just crack open an ice-cold Coors Light and chill. Take the afternoon off and binge watch anything. Go to happy hour and stay for a couple hours. Who's counting anyways? Or hang out with just your dog, because you've had enough human interaction this week. Whatever you do it with a Coors Light. Mountain cold refreshment made to chill. 2020 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Celebrate responsibly.
This is ESPN Honolulu, KKEA Honolulu, AM 1420 and K224FR, Honolulu, 90.